Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some 2023 NFL draft tape breakdown and analysis. If you watched the mock draft live stream we did over the weekend, I mentioned I had a video upcoming later in the week on one of my favorite prospects in this year's draft. That is Oregon cornerback Christian Gonzalez. To me, probably the best corner in this class, and if he were to somehow fall to Pittsburgh at 17, that's a guy that Pittsburgh, I think, has to take. We're going to go through a couple clips of Gonzalez today to explain why I'm so high on his game in a really deep cornerback class, how he sticks out. So first clip here against BYU in 2022, top of the screen, going to watch him be able to press and play this back shoulder throw and break this pass up. And so a great job here to get his head around, eyes on the football, and whenever we get back to the play, which we'll see right now, just be able to create that press there and then use that length and that size that he has to break this pass up. We'll look at it from the end zone view, and you'll see at the end here him being able to knock that pass away. So just a great job there. He's comfortable in press man. He's comfortable being able to play the football, and again uses that size and length to make those plays at the catch point. This isn't a play where Gonzalez is directly involved, but on tape, so often I saw him be the island corner where he didn't get and really didn't need any help from the safeties. And so, example here, top of the screen, and you see the way that Oregon played this thing with the safety coming down. It was a lot of just 1v1 coverage, and that just speaks to the level of comfort they had in Gonzalez again right here, being on an island, being left alone without that safety up over the top, and consistently he got the job done. So not a good play here for Oregon's defense. That's not the point of this video. It's just to kind of highlight that in a lot of ways he was an island corner, and that just speaks to how much trust this defense had in him to get the job done. The reality for all cornerbacks in college or making the jump to the NFL is they get beat sometimes, and how you recover is as important as the times that you're able to win initially. So top of the screen here, you're going to see him get beat initially, but recovering, getting back in phase, and then making a play on the football. And I shouldn't say he was beat terribly. I think he does a decent job here off the line as the receiver makes his cut at the top of the route to that corner route to the pylon. You see him lose a little bit of ground here, but staying in phase, not turning his head around, trying to find the football. He knows where that ball is going to go, get back in phase, and then finish at the catch point. A really good job here to recover on this play. So it may not be the prettiest rep overall. I think it's generally fine here off the line, and then at the break point, a little bit of that separation is created, but he's going to get back in phase. The eyes and the hands of the receiver will take Gonzalez to the football and uses that size and length to break that pass up and prevent the touchdown. So a really good job here seeing the recovery of Christian Gonzalez. So we've seen some clips of him in coverage. Let's bounce to one of him as a tackler. And the question is, can Christian Gonzalez tackler? And he can. I think he's a solid wrap-up tackler. He's not going to be the big hitter that Devon Witherspoon from Illinois is, but I think he's competent, serviceable to make these tackles. You see him take the running back here 1v1 and bring him down. So again, the size, the frame that he has helps. There's enough 1-2. It's not overwhelming. It's not powerful. It's more wrap and get the guy to the ground, but I think it's effective enough, and you see that on this play. Now back looking to Gonzalez in coverage, and again, very comfortable press man. You see him at the bottom here to the boundary against Stanford, and a similar play to the first clip we showed against BYU in pressing, getting his head around, finding the football, and combating that back shoulder fade. And that is such a tough play for cornerbacks to stop. Obviously, the really top-end quarterbacks, the really accurate guys, the really athletic receivers, like George Pickens, for example, it feels like that's a unstoppable play. But Gonzalez is a guy that's going to compete as well as anybody at cornerback here, being able to get his eyes to the football and using that size and length here to break this pass up. Not a lot of corners are going to make those plays as consistently and reliably as Gonzalez, but he does it all over his tape. Now, that throw might not be the best. It might be a little too inside, but again, you're just seeing the traits translate in terms of him being able to compete and find the football, get his head around, and be able to finish. And again, you're going to see that on his tape quite a bit. Finally, we'll check out 2 clips of Gonzalez against Georgia, a step up in competition, inside leverage here to the boundary, and I just like the way he uses his leverage here. He knows he's inside, so the receiver's all, likelihood going to release outside on a, either a comeback or a vertical go route like what happens here, and the way that Gonzalez is able to press and really pin that receiver to the sideline. No, the throw does not go to his man on this play, but you're seeing him understand leverage and positioning, working to the boundary to begin with, not as much room for the receiver as he would to the field side necessarily. And so setting up that inside leverage to take that inside route away, forcing the outside release, and then using that size to pin him downfield, basically make sure that that pass can't even be thought about, contemplated, or targeted. So again, seeing that size, length, press man ability, good athlete overall, pretty fluid guy for having some size, having some height, and just understanding leverage. A nice rep here by Christian Gonzalez. Last clip will show you guys. A lot of the clips so far have been more just straight man coverage. Let's look at him in zone coverage and him able to understand, have a good feel for route distribution, situation. Down here on the goal line, you're going to get play action here from Georgia, and you're going to see the running back go in the flat, and Gonzalez initially starts to work to the flat, sees help there, comes off of that, sinks, knowing that generally on those play action passes, you're going to get kind of a high-low read, a flat 7 route on this play, and he ends up sinking here, taking away the tight end, forces Stetson Bennett to hold on to the football here and go elsewhere with it, although it ultimately ends up being a pretty crazy touchdown. But you're seeing the football IQ here. He wants to go to the tight end, is about to throw to the tight end. Gonzalez comes off of that, kind of feeling the route behind him, and forces Bennett to go elsewhere, turns it into a crazy scramble drill. It's not that Gonzalez had blanketed coverage on this play, but it's enough of the IQ, enough of getting in the way, that although he doesn't really plaster and stick the whole time, it takes the quarterback off his read, forces the scramble play in, because Georgia is just so good. They're Georgia, still come away with a touchdown. But I love the IQ here from Gonzalez. And so it's a total package of size, athleticism, man coverage ability. Pittsburgh, one of the higher rates of man coverage in the NFL. Last year, I think they were around top 5 or so. But that football IQ, competing, making plays in the football, a good enough tackler, he's checking all those boxes. Now, unfortunately, with Pittsburgh at 17, the odds of him falling all the way there are pretty low. So that's why I labeled this video the dream candidate. Would I trade up for him? It depends on offers. Given the strength of the cornerback class, the other needs Pittsburgh has, as much as I like him, I probably wouldn't, but I wouldn't rule anything out either. I think he's one heck of a player, and I can't wait to watch him at this year's Combine. But the tape speaks enough. Christian Gonzalez, the top corner in this class. So that will wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys could leave a like on this video, I'd appreciate that. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more about the Pittsburgh Steelers, some tape breakdown of their 2022 season, and more videos like this on the top prospects in the 2023 NFL Draft. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.